Educational terms defined. Interventions. Interventions are specific strategies or actions taken to address a student's unique learning needs. These are generally tailored to help students overcome difficulties they face in their learning processes. Interventions can apply to any student who is struggling to meet academic expectations, including students with learning disabilities, such as specific learning disabilities, students with autism spectrum disorder, or those with other health impairments. 1. A reading intervention program for students struggling with reading comprehension. 2. Peer tutoring to support students with social communication difficulties. 3. Behavior intervention plans, BIPs, for students with emotional and behavioral disorders, EBD. High leverage practices, HLP, organizing and facilitating student-centered discussions. This HLP emphasizes creating discussions that are intentional and structured to help all students access learning. Differentiation. Differentiation involves adjusting instruction to meet the diverse needs of students. It allows teachers to modify content, process, or products in order to provide an appropriate challenge for each learner. Differentiation applies to all students, but is especially useful for students who are in general education but need some support, e.g., students with mild disabilities, gifted learners, or English language learners, ELs. Offering different levels of reading material based on students' abilities. Providing various ways to show learning, such as through oral reports, written projects, or visual presentations. Using flexible grouping strategies to pair or group students based on their skill levels or interests. HLP 3. Using flexible grouping. Summary. This HLP involves changing groupings based on student needs to provide opportunities for all students to work with diverse peers and challenge one another. Accommodations. Accommodations are changes to the way a student learns or demonstrates their learning without altering the content or expectations. They allow students to access the curriculum more effectively. Students with disabilities, as defined by IDEA, such as visual impairments, hearing impairments, or ADHD, can benefit from accommodations. These are typically provided for students with disabilities to ensure they can participate in the general education curriculum. Extended time on tests for students with learning disabilities. Preferential seating for students with attention difficulties. Providing audio versions of textbooks for students with visual impairments. HLP 6. Using strategies to support positive behavior. Summary. Providing accommodations such as movement breaks for students with attention challenges can help them stay engaged in learning. Adaptations. Adaptations involve altering teaching methods or materials to better meet a student's specific learning needs, often related to sensory or physical disabilities. Unlike accommodations, adaptations may modify the curriculum itself. Students with significant disabilities such as severe cognitive impairments, physical disabilities, or sensory impairments can benefit from adaptations. Simplifying the language used in a textbook for a student with intellectual disabilities. Offering a modified version of a science lab for a student with mobility challenges. Using a communication device for a non-verbal student. HLP 10. Teaching students to use strategies to problem solve and engage with new concepts. Summary. This HLP encourages teaching students to use various strategies to engage with learning tasks that may be adapted to meet their individual needs. Link. HLP 10. Modifications. Modifications involve changes to the curriculum itself, such as altering expectations, content, or assignments, to allow students to demonstrate learning at their level. Modifications are typically used for students with more severe disabilities, e.g., students with intellectual disabilities or severe autism, who are not expected to meet the same grade level standards as their peers. Reducing the complexity of assignments for a student with severe learning disabilities. Providing a different grading scale for students with significant cognitive disabilities. Changing the content of a test for a student with intellectual disabilities. HLP 12. Providing feedback to students. Summary. Modifications often require personalized feedback to guide student progress at an individualized level. Specially designed instruction. SDI refers to teaching methods and strategies that are tailored to a student's unique needs, ensuring access to the general education curriculum and supporting progress toward individualized goals. SDI is primarily for students with disabilities who have IEPs, individualized education programs. It is designed to meet the specific needs of students with learning disabilities, speech and language impairments, autism, and more. One-on-one tutoring for a student with a learning disability in reading. Using visual aids for a student with a hearing impairment. Providing speech therapy for a student with a speech or language disability. HLP 5. Using multiple types of assessments. Summary. SDI often involves frequent, varied assessments to tailor instruction based on student progress. Thanks for watching.